We have one call left, and that is Philip in Pennsylvania, who has questions about revelations and messages. So I'm really keen and optimistic. Philip, I'm almost certain, unless we get another call in and extend time, you will be my last ever call on the Atheist Experience. Bring it. I'm going to give you your minute just to start with right now.
Well, I feel honored to be your last call ever. I also regret that you're leaving the show. I really
don't waste your minute.
Okay. When I feel that sometimes there's like revelations and messages that not so much a specific religion but just like maybe like a message from the cosmos, from God. And how would someone know if it's not delusions or wishful thinking or if it's real?
Okay.
Well, it depends on the message, wouldn't it? I mean, if the message is, how do you solve faster than light travel? Well, yeah, that might be an interesting thing to if it works out, that would be something very true and something we currently don't know how to do. And so if somebody were to say it was from the universe, well, that part would still need to be proven. It could just be that, they had an epiphany they're not aware of and they're blaming it on some universe somewhere or, some entity somewhere outside their own brain. It really was their own brain. That would be the hard part, I think, would be actually proving that it is the universe sending you a message, even one as fantastic as faster than light travel.
I'm a little confused.
Let's say it's not a message of like a revelation of like technological breakthrough or something that you could, but more like a personal thing. Like this is the direction that you should take. Let's say you've been inculcated.
Hang on, Philip,
or whatever you want to call it. In this.
Philip, yes. Hang on, because earlier in the call, you said that you believe there are revelations or messages from the universe. Can you give us an example of one and how you know that it's a message from the universe rather than asking us? Because here's what's happening. If I called you and said, I think that I'm getting messages from the universe, why would I then ask you to tell me how to tell? The thing we need to know is, what message do you think you're getting? How do you know that it's a message? And how do you know where it's from?
I don't know where it's from.
Then why did you say you believe it's from the universe?
I'm not sure where because I don't believe that there's a specific religion that's true.
I didn't ask that.
Dogma that's true.
I didn't ask that. So give me an example of a message you think you received from the universe.
In the way that I was raised, in the religion that I was raised, sometimes I get what I think are kind of messages or directions that tell me to stay connected to this group, to this culture.
Okay.
So how do you determine the difference between that and just liking a group of people and wanting to be around them? How do you determine the difference between this so-called message to stay with the group and just liking a group of people and wanting to hang around them? What's the difference between those two things?
I don't really, because I don't personally feel that I want to be with a specific group. And there was a time when I was completely disconnected from it. I just feel that, and I'm not sure if this is part of my childhood and my previous lifetime of being brainwashed and conditioned to believe certain things. But I guess sometimes, like I have a question that I assume millions of people have, should I or should I not follow?
Right. But you haven't answered the question. The question was, how do you determine the difference between a message from the universe to stay with a group of people and your own desires to do so. And it didn't sound like you gave me an answer to that.
Maybe because I don't feel like I have a desire, a specific desire. So
then how do you know it's a message? I mean, then what is it? And how do you know it's a message?
It would take me too long to explain, like, because it has to do with the various culture and the things that
Could it be that you just want to connect with your culture and you think that group's how to do it?
It could be that it's a wishful thinking on my part, but I guess
I don't think connecting with things you grew up with and things that were a part of your past and had a big impact on who you are today is wishful thinking. I think that's a normal part of the human experience, to do those types of things and to connect with our past sometimes, especially on those events and those things that had a huge impact on us and made us who we are today. But I don't know how to determine that from a message from the universe.
When I said the message from the universe, I don't know if it's a message from. I wasn't saying that it's definitely a message from the universe. I call it a message, but I don't really know if it's a message. Number one, and number two, if it's really from an entity that's external from me. That it's not me discovering these patterns or these messages, and that they're really coming from within me.
Well, did you hear the last? Did you hear the last call? And do you know what the top of the last call was?
Yes, I did. I did hear it, and I was actually thinking.
Can you guess what's coming?
Related to.
I'm really trying, Philip.
Like,
I'm really trying, Philip. And let me do this. Let me listen. Just listen.
Yeah.
I'm really trying. Is this an accurate straw man or steel man of what you're saying? You occasionally feel like you're getting impressions of messages from some source that are guiding your life, and you're not sure what to make of that. Is that accurate?
It's almost accurate. I think it's the final sentence is that I think that it's directing me to stay connected to my past religion and.
No. I didn't ask for the specifics. See, this is the thing. I'm sorry that abstractions are, I guess, difficult for people. What was inaccurate about what I said? Because I was trying to avoid the content of the message. You are getting the impression of feelings that you are perceiving as possible messages. Doesn't matter what the messages say. And you don't know what to do with that, right?
Yeah. I guess that's accurate.
Now, do you have a mechanism to tell you whether or not these are feelings that your own mind is coming up with, or whether they're coming from external, outside of you? Do you have any mechanism that can tell the difference?
No.
Until you have a mechanism, why not just say, I don't know, and maybe it's just my brain, and maybe I shouldn't put too much credence into this until I understand it better.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's kind of what I do.
That's all. I mean, there's until you come up with a mechanism, and I don't have one, there's nothing more you can do. Get comfortable saying, I don't know. Try not to read too much into your feelings. Maybe it's your parts of your brain that are problematic. Maybe it's parts of your brain that are actually in tune with something good. Maybe it's giving you good advice. Maybe it's your personal way of processing information and having like an internal dialogue. And for you, just sometimes it almost feels external. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what it is and you don't know how to find out what it is, it's far better to say, I'm going to hold off on making any sort of, I suspect it's the universe. Why? There's absolutely zero evidence that the universe is sending you a message. None, nada, zip, zilch, zero. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying you have no evidence and you have no way of finding out if it is. So until then, don't even go near saying, I think I'm getting messages from the universe. Just say, I'm getting feelings and impressions. I don't know whether it's coming from me or from outside of me. but let's find out whether or not they're true, and let's take it all with a grain of salt. That's the best I can give you, Philip.